What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, going back to X. Yes, indeed, X Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Christian Plenty, and Christian wanted to see me react to this song by X called 1980. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold everything. Yeah, I've heard this song before. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Open Vault, okay? And the video has 109,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. X, The Unheard Music, 1980. So I'm assuming this is the title of the album that the song is on. So is this an unreleased song, or is they just named the album The Unheard Music? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna need some context here, folks. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Snare on forward there. interesting things happening here. When they switched to that halftime feel, rather than having the snare on 3, they're putting the snare on 4. That's interesting. Not what bands typically do. It's giving it that sense of anticipation because they do go into that halftime feel. And, you know, like I said, usually bands put the snare on 3. By putting it on 4, it gives the listener that, there it is. There it is. You know what I mean? It gives it that sense of anticipation. I like it. I definitely like it. It gives it more of a laid back feel for sure, if nothing else. It makes the halftime feel slower than it actually is. It's a great illusion. It really is. The dual vocals doing the same words, exact same time. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. It's and the thing is, their voices do complement each other from a total standpoint. So I got no issue with it. It's an interesting song. More than anything, what's really making the song interesting to me is it feels like the vocals are carrying the song, but the vocals are being pushed by the instrumentation. The drums, the bass, the guitars, they're pushing the song forward, but the vocals are what's carrying it along. They're the ones guiding it. So okay, imagine you're on a boat, like a cruise ship or whatever, right? You got the propellers, right? Driving the ship forward, moving the ship forward. But you got the rudders that are actually making the ship turn and change directions and keep course. Kind of like this. Singers are the rudders, guitar, bass, and drums are the propellers. So that's kind of how I'm seeing this, and that's kind of how the song feels to me. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I'm not gonna sit here and go, "Oh my God, this is the most amazing song I've ever heard in my life." No. Look, that's just not gonna happen. But there are some interesting things happening. That for sure. There's definitely some interesting things happening. So I'm not bored. Let's keep going to see where this goes. Did I hear that right? Did he switch up the snare placement? Maybe I'm imagining things. No. He did. 1, 2, 2 and now he's putting it back on 4 again. That's slick. That was slick. I totally missed. I don't know if he did the first time or not on this quote unquote chorus. I think this is the chorus. I don't know if he did that there on the first chorus or not. I just caught it here. Going through the first half of the chorus with the snare on 4. On the next, at the beginning of the second half of the chorus, putting the snare on 2, and then 2 and, back to 2, 2 and now back to the downbeat of 4 again. That was slick. That was slick. I gotta give him credit. Here's the thing. It did change it up. It did change up the halftime. No, actually, now I think of it, the halftime feel didn't change. The change just simply and strictly happened on the placement of the snare. It had absolutely no impact whatsoever on the feel. But it definitely, from a notation standpoint, changed up the placement. That was interesting. And he did it smoothly. I think that's what impressed me the most about it, is that he did it so smoothly, I didn't even notice. I barely caught it this time. So, good on him. Good on him, man. Nice job. What? Piano. Or the organ, I should say. And they're going to pull a linear fade. Okay. Not mad at it. You know, linear fades are pretty common, so. Huh. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was X with 1980. This was a request from Christian Flente. Okay, honestly, there's not a lot to talk about, so let's just get to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 6.5. What does that mean? Well, a 6.5 would translate to a pretty good scale rating, so I think it's a pretty good song. It would translate to 3 out of 5 stars and a B- letter grade. Yeah, a B-. So yeah, you got a 6.5, pretty good scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with this score? So glad you asked. Okay, look, as far as songs go, it's not complicated, especially in the basic guitar riff. It's pretty easy to follow. The main riff of the song, the 3 to 4 to root. Down, down, bum, 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 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's not difficult. It's really easy, man. That is basic level stuff. But here's the thing. Because of the groove that was established by the drummer, that really worked out well. It really did. It gave it a really nice kind of laid back feel while still chunking along. So yeah, got no issue with it. The guitar, the bass, and the drums were absolutely the driving force of this song. But I gotta say, what carried the song were the vocals. I'm not usually a big fan of vocalists, or when you have 2 or more vocalists singing the exact same lines with no care put whatsoever into harmonizing or even singing the same note. If they want to sing in unison and they want to sing the same note, okay, fine, but you better be on point with each other or harmonizing. They weren't doing that. It literally sounded like spoken word for both of them. But here's the thing, their tone of voice really lends itself well to each other. And I think that's how they were managed to get away with it. Because usually when that kind of stuff happens, it doesn't sound very good, and I will absolutely slam the hell out of it. And I was thinking about slamming this, but I'm like, now wait a minute, why am I slamming them? Just because they're doing that? Or because it sounds bad? Well, it doesn't sound bad, so I can't slam them for that. So why would I slam them just for doing it? No, that doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to slam them for it. It did sound good. It fit the context of this song, especially with that feel and that energy that was established by the rhythm section. So I got no issue with it. I used the comparison of a ship. You have the propellers and you have the rudder. Well, the band, the guitar, the bass, and the drums, they're the propellers. But it's being steered and being carried out by the vocalists. So it was a nice contrast. The most interesting part of the song to me, and the most impressive factor of the song to me, was the drumming. Especially with that, I believe it was the chorus, when they were playing with that halftime feel, rather than putting the snare hits on 3, putting them on 4, for the most part. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Giving it that sense of anticipation, giving it that sense of where is it? You know what I mean? Because usually when bands go into halftime, the snare hits on 3, right? They did it on 4. Is that wrong? No, there's no such thing as it being wrong. It's one snare hit. As long as there's only one snare hit in the measure, we can have halftime, no problem. But it doesn't matter if it's on 3 or 4 or 2 or 1. It doesn't matter. But 90% of the time, it's going to be on 3. Because that's what we get accustomed to. That's what we get used to. They put it on 4, which gave it that sense of anticipation. Like, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. But unbeknownst to me, and I don't know if they did it the first time or not, I barely caught it the second time. At the beginning of the second half of the chorus, they switched it up and they put the snare on 2 and 2 and. So 1, 2, and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That was really interesting. And then smoothly, right out of that, going back to 4 again on the downbeats, like they had in the first half. That was slick, man. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. That was slick playing. Number one, it was so smooth that I didn't even notice it. I didn't catch it the first time at all. And I barely caught it the second time. So that was some really smooth playing on the drummer's part. Number two, getting creative with the single downbeat. Instead of being on 3, doing it on 4, and also for a little part on 2 and having the pickup note after it. 1 and so 2 and 3 and 4, like that. Dun dun. Interesting. Helped add a little more push to it. Just a little more. It was a nice touch. It was definitely a nice touch. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the most impressive song I've ever heard. Give me a break. Come on. It's a very simple, very easy song to follow. But it did have a nice groove to it. It did sound good. And I honestly don't have any complaint about the song. You know, I'm just not going to blow things out of proportion. But yeah, I got no issue with the song. Nothing sounded bad to me. Nothing sounded out of place. Nothing stuck out like a sore thumb. So yeah, pretty good song in my book. Would I ever listen to it again? I know this is going to sound crazy. I might listen to this again. This is one of those songs where I'm going to be in the mood for a song like this, with a laid-back feel, with just a nice chunk, 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 chunk. And that happens. It does happen. It's rare, but it does happen where I'm in the mood to listen to a song like this that does chug along at a nice, easy pace, but very steady. So there's a very good possibility that I will listen to this song again. Now, I'm not saying right away. I'm not saying today or tomorrow, but somewhere down the road, I have a feeling I'm going to go looking for this because I am going to remember this song without question. So, yeah, 6.5. That's where we're at. That's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap this up in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 6.5, pretty good scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B- letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.